Well, India's scientists have done the country proud again. India has become the fourth nation in the world to acquire the capability to destroy a satellite in outer space. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the nation this afternoon to announce that India launched an anti-satellite missile off the coast of Odisha to destroy a target satellite in LEO, that's LEO, low Earth orbit, 300 kilometers away. He said this mission will have a historic impact for generations to come. Here's why.
This represents the striking power of a superpower sending out a message of peace through deterrence. It's restoration of the balance of power in the world. India leveling the scales. Wednesday saw Prime Minister Narendra Modi announcing to the nation and the world how India has extended its defense capabilities from land, water and air to outer space. He informed that India has become the fourth nation after the United States, Russia and China to acquire the capability to launch an anti-satellite mission. DRDO and the nation's scientists used an indigenously developed missile to destroy a satellite 300 kilometers away as part of Mission Shakti.
भारत ने एक अभूतपूर्व सिद्धि हासिल की है। भारत ने आज अपना नाम अंतरिक्ष महाशक्ति स्पेस पावर के रूप में दर्ज करा दिया है। अब तक दुनिया के 3 देश अमेरिका, रूस और चीन को यह उपलब्धि हासिल थी। अब भारत चौथा देश है जिसने आज यह सिद्धि प्राप्त की है। हर हिंदुस्तानी के लिए इससे बड़े गर्व का पल नहीं हो सकता है।
In the very first attempt, India destroyed the target with a missile launched off the Odisha coast. It showed India's technical prowess and its ability to safeguard its Earth orbital security, apart from several far-reaching implications in its defense and space programs.
यह महत्वपूर्ण है कि हम आगे बढ़ें और अपने आप को भविष्य की चुनौतियों के लिए तैयार करें। हमें भविष्य की चुनौतियों का सामना करने तथा अपने लोगों के जीवन स्तर में सकारात्मक बदलाव लाने के लिए आधुनिक तकनीक को अपनाना ही होगा।
The Prime Minister made it clear that India has not acquired this capability keeping some other country in mind. It is solely for self-defense purposes.
विश्व समुदाय को भी आश्वस्त करना चाहता हूं कि हमने जो नई क्षमता प्राप्त की है, यह किसी के विरुद्ध नहीं है। यह तेज गति से आगे बढ़ रहे हिंदुस्तान की रक्षात्मक पहल है।
Compared to India's feat, China acquired the anti-satellite capability after failing at least 4 times. The PM said the mission was highly complex, but it was carried out perfectly.
इससे हमें अगर फ्यूचर में कभी स्पेस में वार हुई तो हमें ऐसे वार को लड़ने की क्षमता प्राप्त की है। तो 2012-13 में जब हमने ये प्रपोजल गवर्नमेंट को दिया था कि हम इसका डिमॉन्स्ट्रेशन करेंगे, हमें उसके बारे में जब उसकी क्लियरेंस नहीं मिली तो हमारी जो प्रेजेंट गवर्नमेंट है, ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी जी हैं और डोवाल साहब जो नेशनल सिक्योरिटी एडवाइज़र हैं, उन्होंने इसकी अनुमति हमारे DRDO के साइंटिस्ट को 1 या 1.5 साल पहले दी।
After announcing the success of Mission Shakti, the Prime Minister also interacted with scientists behind the feat through a video link. He let them know that the nation is proud of their achievement. Mission Shakti stands out because it's another landmark in India's efforts to develop indigenous defense capabilities, apart from adding another feather to its already impressive space program. with 102 spacecraft missions to date. Ministry of External Affairs said in a statement that India has no intention of entering into an arms race in outer space. We have always maintained that space must be used only for peaceful purposes. We are against the weaponization of outer space and support international efforts to reinforce the safety and security of space-based assets. The Prime Minister asserted that for global peace and regional peace, India should be capable and strong. Newsnight Desk, DD India.
But away from the feeling of pride, the overall feel-good, a political war also blasted off from launch pads of political parties soon after the PM's announcement of the success of Mission Shakti. And Union Minister Arun Jaitley rebuked the opposition for questioning the timing of the mission as well as the manner of its announcement. He termed it as a historic day and congratulated all the scientists while pointing out details of how they never got the green light to carry out the test during the previous government's tenure.
Union Minister Arun Jaitley on Wednesday slammed the opposition for questioning the timing of Mission Shakti. He said the process started in 2014 after PM gave permission and is a continuing one which cannot be put on hold.
भारत के पास स्पेस पावर बनके ये जो शक्ति आई है, द पावर टू डिस्ट्रॉय। भारत तो एक शांतिपूर्ण देश है और हम शांति पसंद देश हैं। हम किसी आक्रमण के लिए तो इसका डेवलपमेंट हमने नहीं किया। हमने केवल अपनी सुरक्षा के लिए और उस सुरक्षा का एक डेटरेंट, जैसे हमारे न्यूक्लियर डॉक्ट्रिन भी जो है, नो फर्स्ट यूज, क्रेडिबल न्यूक्लियर डेटरेंट, तो भारत का तो उद्देश्य यही रहता है।
Jaitley called it a huge achievement and congratulated the scientists. Slamming the opposition, he said long back our scientists had said that they have the capability to launch Mission Shakti, but the previous government did not allow them.
इसके लिए हमारे सभी वैज्ञानिक बधाई के पात्र हैं। हमारे वैज्ञानिकों की इच्छा रही थी और उनका कहना था कि उनके पास ये क्षमता है और भारत सरकार हमें अनुमति नहीं देती है।
He also said that national security is top priority for government and is above all issues and the country is in safe hands.
कन्वेंशनल आर्मी, नेवी, एयरफोर्स, उसके बाद साइबर, साइबर के बाद स्पेस, इस सब की तैयारी इस देश को करनी है कि हम इस विश्व की उस जियोपॉलिटिकल सिचुएशन में हैं जिसमें हमारी तैयारी ही हमारा सबसे बड़ा डेटरेंट है। हमारी तैयारी ही हमारी सबसे बड़ी सुरक्षा है।
Jaitley also said that the security is not a political issue and tomorrow's wars will not be the same and that the nation has to prepare for future geopolitical situation that will serve as a deterrent. With inputs from Shailendra Mishra, Newsnight Desk, DD India.
And we'll get you some more reactions, the laudatory ones, in just a bit. But let's turn to our In Focus tonight. For the moment, it's Mission Shakti. India joins Space Super League. And to talk about it, we have Lieutenant General retired Sanjay Kulkarni with us, a well-known security expert. Also Ajay Banerjee, defense journalist, joining us right here in our studio. First, to you, General Kulkarni. Of course, this has a meaning both for India's mission in its programs in outer space as well as its self-defense. It's a deterrent capability. It's a fourth dimension really to what Indian defense capabilities are, aren't they? And it's very significant.
You know, this is, it in fact boosted the defense capability manyfold. If you look at the comprehensive national power, you just see the research and development which has led to be able to demonstrate this technological capability is astounding. If you see all of it, capacity building takes time and the intentions can change overnight. The very fact that we have a deterrence is adequate. We have, I feel, today credible deterrence against China and punitive deterrence against Pakistan, the satellite of China. Now, when you look at it, all this and the kind of capability demonstration, we are just the fourth nation in the world to be having an anti-satellite capability. US, Russia, China. China did it in 2007 and we immediately followed it up. And let me tell you what fantastic capability. Even the Chinese satellite that was launched at 850 kilometers left debris which would there for decades and centuries, and has also damaged a Russian satellite in 2013. Ours, we did it at 350 kilometers with all our debris, would have settled down within a week with no damage to anybody. We could have demonstrated even at 2000.
Gravity will pull it in, and then it will get burnt away.
Absolutely. So you see that it is a technological demonstration capability which we must be proud of our DRDO scientists. We should be proud of all the scientists that have worked so hard to be able to put us in a space club, a unique club, a unique league which also protects all our assets in the space. Tomorrow's unrestricted warfare, we will have space, we will have cyber, we will have all kinds of things. What is it not that there is in space? All our eyes and ears are in space, whether it be your entertainment channels, whether it be your weather forecast, whether it be your military, whether it defense capabilities, whether it is your banking, whether it is navigation, everything and anything. Those space assets need to be defended. And what better than having an anti-site capability today?
Ajay Banerjee, what's your take on it, going into the facts that this was an LEO anti-sat demonstration, and also what information is there as far as, because this was a target that India chose, India knew where it was, it could track it. Do we have the capability to even track enemy satellites?
Very important question. It was a low Earth orbit hit. Very critical, because low Earth orbit is the area where military satellites and spy satellites travel, and this is true for the entire world. Beyond the low Earth orbit, there is another higher orbit, which is around 1100 kilometers, 1200 kilometers, which has a different geospatial satellites which map the Earth and the zones separately. Above that, there is another level, which is around 20,000 kilometers, where the GPS stationing satellites are there. Above that, there is another level, which is around 36,000 kilometers above the Earth, which is about the communication satellites. Like, for example, this program, if it is on a satellite, will be beamed through a communication satellite, which is around 30,000 kilometers, 32,000 kilometers up there in the sky. Why 300 today? Because it is the military satellite, the military ability, which will hamper countries, which will mean that the enemy can be hit, enemy can be disabled, enemy can be made deaf and also blind. So
are most LEO satellites imaging satellites which are used by countries to spy on each other?
Yeah, and also to direct missiles and also high-end UAVs. When I use the word to make an enemy deaf and blind, means that when you disable a satellite, kill a satellite, the enemy cannot launch certain kind of missiles. One, it cannot have its own communication going. Most military communications have redundancies built in, means that they will also have a satellite-based communication and also have a ground-based communication. But yet again, how will, say, a navy talk to the ship in out sea? It has to be through a satellite. So if you can disable the satellite, the communication is gone. So that is the kind of impact this ASAT test brings in. Now, to bring it into perspective, to break it down further for the viewers, see, and a satellite like which was destroyed today is traveling at something like 10,000 kilometers, 12,000 kilometers per hour, which is huge. Now, it is not more than a small little dot in the sky. When this small little dot, an invisible small little dot, has to be hit by a missile from ground, it takes precision calculation, it takes technology, it takes years of hard work, it takes years of silent back-breaking work before this can be achieved.
And we did it in one go. That is also very significant.
Yes,
isn't
it is.
Isn't it, General Kulkarni?
See, look at it. Anything being hit at 300 kilometers within 3 minutes. Can't one imagine? Within 3 minutes. Again, in the Chinese capability demonstration that they did, it was on a stationary satellite. Here, the moving satellite which has been hit, like rightly brought out. Imagine a satellite moving at 8 to 10 kilometers per second. That's the movement, and what kind of precision, and to be able to hit bang on is something which is absolutely marvelous. No wonder, I think, hats off to our scientists, hats off to the vision, hats off to the encouragement being given to them to demonstrate. That's very, very important. Not that we lacked anything of it. We always have, we always will. We have tremendous talent and tremendous amount of capability. All that they require is just that little push to be encouraged, do it. And I think they did it. And what better? Now you can just see the kind of feeling that has come in. We are, as we said all along, a peace-loving nation. This is not directed against any nation. It's to ensure that our space assets are protected, defended, and that at no point of time we should be found wanting, that we lose, because tomorrow everything is digitized, everything is on computer, everything is through space and eyes and ears that are working. At least we know, and the others know, what are deterrents. You know, earlier they used to say you must be ready for war at any point of time. Today you are ready, you need not even go to war. The very fact that you have all these capabilities are deterrents enough to prevent a war, and that's what we are here for. You will grow economically. Tomorrow we are world is looking at us as the third largest economy in the world. If you are the third largest economy in the world, you are a 1.3 billion population, you ought to be strong. Militarily, you have got to be strong economically, you got to be strong technologically, and you have to be strong the world over, and be able to tell the world we are here. All our satellites, we give all of it, whatever to the neighboring countries, we give free meteorological advices, we tell them all about the agriculture, we tell them about
we also offered a SARC satellite, but Pakistan didn't want it. We'll talk about that as well. But Ajay, there are certain questions that are going around, especially in social media. Why kinetic kill? Because there are other ASAT capabilities as well, which wouldn't have created debris. I'm sure you have answers for that too.
See, first of all, we must all agree and admit that let the scientists choose the method of killing the satellite. China has demonstrated a laser kind of beam to kill or jam a satellite. Please keep in mind, it is a laser beam. Possibly we do not want to reveal that technology. Possibly we are still developing that technology. And keep in mind, this is a small baby step. There are countries ahead of us. The US and the USSR, now Russia, made these technologies 40 years ago during the Cold War era. The treaty to discuss ASAT weaponry and weaponization of space is on since 1983.
Yes.
China joined the club 2007.
You're talking about the Conference of Disarmament and all.
Yes.
And
yes, the UN Conference of Disarmament. 2007 China joined the club, but keep in mind, more than 10 years before that, since 1998, US agencies had been hinting that China already had that capability. China did not reveal it till 2007. India has revealed it today. Though everybody in the world knows India has this capability since 2010 or 11, when the former chairman of DRDO, Mr. Saraswat, was just on a show, told it on a public platform that we can do an ASAT test anytime, we just need a go-ahead. So possibly we don't want to reveal that capability. Every card cannot be kept on the table. We are not playing poker. So every card has to be kept close to your chest. Don't reveal everything. If we are making a laser hit gun or a laser hit weapon, please keep that a secret. Let the time come, it will be revealed probably.
Naturally, it will be revealed in the manner that it has, because even when we did Pokhran 2, the world found out only after it had been done, and it required a lot of secrecy as far as that is concerned, General Kulkarni, isn't it? Just goes to show how India can really execute these critical missions that are very, very important for our national security, isn't it?
No doubt. Like rightly brought out by Ajay, you could have a fly-by-kill capability, you could have the jamming capability, you have the kinetic kill capability. Now you have to demonstrate what needs to be shown, and what better than at this point of time to exhibit the kinetic kill capability. You are been able to hit a satellite and totally destroy it. That's what is required. The other capabilities are also existing.
And Pokhran 2 was about credible nuclear deterrent, and this is about credible deterrent.
They will be used at the time when they are required to be used. But today, if you had a flyby test capability being shown, probably it would not be seen. After all, seeing is believing. The picture is worth 10,000 words. You have destroyed a satellite, and once you have destroyed a satellite, well, the world now knows India's capability has gone to that extent that yes, the BMD capabilities have been used, the interceptors have been used, and India has now entered that elite club and become just the 4th nation in the world to have an anti-satellite capability.
Now, we also talk about what this really means in terms of how the world is reacting to it. We've had reactions of China and Pakistan as well. But let's talk about some other reactions as well. The congratulatory messages and posts lauding the massive achievement and the success of Mission Shakti have been pouring in from all over the place ever since the launch. Let's just take a look at some of those.
After the success of Mission Shakti, India has joined the elite club of nations which has mastered the anti-satellite technology. People from all walks of life have lauded the scientists. President Ramnath Kovind tweeted, I quote, Mission Shakti represents a watershed moment for India. Testing of the anti-satellite missile demonstrates India's scientific prowess and commitment to harnessing space technology for the security and the empowerment of our people. My congratulations to all concerned, unquote. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu tweeted, compliment our scientists on their successful launch of anti-satellite missile. We as a nation are proud of our scientists. Lok Sabha Speaker Sumitra Mahajan congratulated. In a tweet, she wrote, I quote, बहुत बधाई at ISRO, बहुत बधाई at PMO India. आज अंतरिक्ष में देश ने एक बहुत बड़ी बेमिसाल कामयाबी हासिल की है. देश की अंतरिक्ष कार्यक्रम की सफलता है, सबकी मेहनत है ये, unquote. BJP President Amit Shah congratulated scientists for the achievement. He said, I quote, it's a proud moment for all Indians. I congratulate all the scientists involved with Mission Shakti and thank Prime Minister Modi for ensuring that India continues to safeguard the interest of its people and secures them on all the fronts, unquote. Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh tweeted, I quote, congratulations to DRDO India and ISRO scientists on the success of Mission Shakti. The success of this mission will help in strengthening India's defense capabilities. We are proud that our space and defense program has touched unprecedented heights with this glorious achievement, unquote. Union ministers also congratulated scientists on the success of Mission Shakti.
ऐतिहासिक मिशन शक्ति को सफल बनाने के लिए भारतीय वैज्ञानिकों को बहुत-बहुत बधाई और शुभकामनाएं। भारत तेजी से विश्वगुरु बनने के तरफ आगे बढ़ रहा है।
आज भारत दुनिया की चौथे बड़ी स्पेस शक्ति बन गया है।
सभी वैज्ञानिकों का, विशेषकर डीआरडीओ के वैज्ञानिकों का, उनको सहयोग करने वाले इसरो के वैज्ञानिकों का और जितने भी साइंटिफिक कम्युनिटी के साथ जुड़े हुए लोग हैं, उन सबको मैं बहुत बहुत बधाई देना चाहता हूं।
Information and Broadcasting Minister Rajyavardhan Rathore congratulated scientists on the achievement.
भारत के लिए और भारतवासियों के लिए आज ऐतिहासिक दिन है। हमारा मजबूत नेतृत्व, उसी के कारण आज भारत 4 राष्ट्रों में से एक है इस विश्व के अंदर जिनकी क्षमता अंतरिक्ष में दुश्मन की सैटेलाइट को मार गिराने की है।
Union Minister Smriti Irani tweeted, I quote, a defining moment for our nation. Mission Shakti is a hallmark of our scientific aptitude and commitment to national security. Congratulations to Prime Minister Modi ji, our scientists and citizens as India joins the Power League of Nations having anti-satellite missile, unquote. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath tweeted, I quote, indigenous effort of India is clearly visible by Mission Shakti to make India stronger, safer and secure on every front. Thanks to Team DRDO India and ISRO for making it possible, and special thanks to Honorable Prime Minister Modi for giving us and coming generations this moment of pride, unquote. Many other political parties extended congratulations on the achievement. The RSS tweeted, I quote, on the significant occasion of India's becoming a space superpower after the successful Mission Shakti, the testing of anti-satellite weapon ASAT, we salute and compliment our scientists as well as the central leadership on behalf of the people of India, unquote. Prasar Bharati CEO Shashi Shekhar Vempati tweeted, I quote, putting the anti-satellite capability developed and successfully tested by India into historical perspective, Mission Shakti follows Operation Shakti Pokhran II in its strategic and geopolitical significance, unquote. Legendary singer Lata Mangeshkar tweeted, I quote, भारत के मिशन शक्ति कामयाबी पर हमारे वैज्ञानिकों का और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का अभिनंदन करती हूँ। वंदे मातरम. The whole nation is proud of the massive achievement and it has further strengthened India's security. Newsnight Desk, DD India.
So those were some of the laudatory reactions that have come in from all over the country really, but as far as some of those international reactions coming from our neighbors are concerned, that's another story altogether. And Ajay, if I could ask you about that, you can see how China and Pakistan, you could have anticipated also how they were going to react, somehow suggesting that India is contributing to the arms race in outer space, while our stated intent and apart from that, our role, our record through the years, decades has been completely the contrary. Just elaborate on that.
I'll answer your question in 2-3 parts. First, Pakistan is a non-entity in this space game, so we should not even discuss Pakistan. It is like lowering our own standards. So you discuss with
China
people,
is not.
China is not, definitely. I'm not.
And China has been more guarded in reacting.
Yeah, China is more guarded because China has itself conducted 3 tests in the past decade. Last one being February 2018, which was the laser test, which the Americans and the others protested. China is the one which has gone with the fresh draft to the UN Disarmament Council, talking about this very weaponization of space. Now, China's draft, please understand, says that we cannot stop stockpiling of ASAT weapons on ground. That means China is ready with those weapons. China is just putting up a smoke screen. So China is not to be believed in these games, and they have to be ignored even that. India has to go on with its own efforts, with its own path. 1. 2, we have been very responsible as a nation, because please keep in mind, India holds one of the most deadliest of missiles called the BrahMos, and it is stationed across wherever we can. I'm not taking names where they're stationed, but we have not fired those missiles despite provocation. Keep in mind, no nation has a breakthrough of the BrahMos. The BrahMos cannot be brought down, it will go and hit its target. We have not fired the BrahMos. We have not.
It is supersonic.
Yes, which is like the most deadliest of conventional missiles available on Earth. Well, keep in mind, we have also, India has not done any kind of hanky-panky with its nuclear assets. Its assets are declared, its stockpile is declared as per the Vienna Conventions. Pakistan is the one whose nuclear assets or nuclear stockpiles are shady, are not known. Same is with China. China's nuclear stockpile, its tests, its fusion tests, its outcomes are not known globally. They are not transparent about it. So I think China is talking about India's ASAT test is like the kettle calling the pot black kind of stuff. And the US and Russia are naturally guarded because they are.
The wider question of disarmament, really, even the race, the arms race in outer space, where do we stand on that, and what effort, I mean, what is India's contribution to ensuring that we don't head in that direction? If I could also ask you, General Kulkarni.
See, we are signed a treaty.
Yes.
And as per the treaty, militarization is totally out. We are neither a part of it, nor would ever be a part of it.
Because right now there's only agreement on no weapons of mass destruction in outer space, but weapons can still
that is the basic of that particular treaty.
used
and
or
we have
put
not,
up.
And I think even China said the same thing. They have also stuck to that, and we also stick. You are absolutely right. China has been guarded. They've only said that they wouldn't want a race, for space race. But in any case, when China did it, it's natural for any country with self-respect would want to demonstrate a capability. We are not against any nation. We are not even demonstrating it against anybody. We are only stating that yes, there exists a capability and we have that capability. What does that capability do? It only secures the nation. It makes the nation safer. It makes the nation, stronger. That is what it is all about. Ultimately, whenever we have our space assets tomorrow, and they have already started, if you've got to go into the 21st century with the way that we are all going out, to be seen as the third.
In any case, outer space is getting cluttered and you need to clear it up, and one of the ways is to do it is to blow it up.
No denying the fact, these space assets of ours have to be defended, and we are the only, we must be one of those few nations which share our space assets with our own neighboring countries, and we give them free.
Yes.
We even launch their satellites free. So look at the way we are all going about it, and tomorrow when we are wanting to launch to moon, how do we go about it? We have to defend our asset, and not only this, capability building, capacity building takes time. Look at it, only day before yesterday, we had the Chinooks come to us. We'll have the Apaches coming to us by October, November. We'll have the Rafales coming to us around the same time. We have a nuclear submarine joining us now. You have the modernization of the artillery, of the infantry is on. So you find that capability building, capacity building takes time. This
and Ajay, doesn't this really go even much beyond defense, really? It's essential to our outer space program to, apart from clearing debris, it could have other applications as well, this capability.
It does, but can I say one thing before that? I am sure General Kulkarni has just left his olive green. He will hesitate in saying it, but let me say it. See, in the past 4 or 5 years, there have been discussions within the 3 services that the first hit in the case of a next big war will be on satellites. It will not be on ground, it will not be on assets on ground, infrastructure on ground. The first hit by the enemy will be on your satellites. So this ASAT set is as important as that. And when you talk about how we are going about
boosting our cyber defenses.
Yes, and because what happens,
our cyber warfare capabilities.
Yeah, what happens is now the enemy knows that you have this capability, and keep in mind the enemy has a lot of satellites to watch what you have done. He doesn't need your statements or our statements to learn anything. The enemy has satellites watching, and I am talking of the enemy on the northern part. The western is not even counted in this. The northern enemy has enough satellites to look at you.
You're not mincing too many words tonight.
Yeah. There's no need, because I'm being very candid. They have enough satellites to see what you have done. They know what you have done. They have assessed this capability, and they now know that in case they hit our satellites, their satellites are also in danger. This is the significance of the ASAT test today. This is the important part of it.
But as far as the space is concerned, outer space, there is relevance there as well.
Yes, it is, because see, outer space, when we talk of the communication satellites, Gautam, they are at what, 36,000 kilometers up there in the earth. These ones in the lower orbits are the ones which are military use, military applications, how the missiles will ride to the targets, how the UAVs go, how the picture will arrive from the satellite to the fighter pilot who is flying, say, somewhere over Punjab or Haryana. How will the picture come to him? It comes from these low orbital satellites. The same is the case for applications in China and also in US and also in other countries. Now these are restricted technologies. It is not that China is sharing with Pakistan, they would not. Or India will share with anybody that a satellite picture of what they are emerging, what we are doing. These are super secret technologies.
Yes.
They are like hardwired into the system, and very few people even know about the
I'm sure my producer is going to tell me any time that we're out of time, but before that happens, let's have a word, General Kulkarni, about our defense scientists, the DRDO. Isn't it a great day? A great day that, of course, tells us the value, the worth of DRDO for us.
Definitely. DRDO has proved its worth. DRDO has been working at it for a long time. You've heard Dr. Saraswat say it very nicely that the capability existed then, only the will was required to be exhibited, and that once they got a clear go ahead that yes, exhibited, they did it. I think we must trust our scientific community, we must have faith in this nation, we must have faith in the leadership, we must have faith in the DRDO and the ISRO. I'm sure the world looks at it with tremendous amount of pride. We all also feel very happy, extremely proud of the fact that the scientists have the ability to prove it. Given the right wherewithal, there is nothing that we can be found wanting on. I think heartiest congratulations to our scientist community and to DRDO for having exhibited the kind of, the entire anti-sat capability that has actually brought us in the elite club, and rightly brought out. Tomorrow's warfare is the space warfare. It will be cyber attacks, and that is where we need to protect ourselves from, and the beginning has been made, and I'm sure we're going to get stronger and stronger as the day passes.
Ajay, do you feel a bit wistful, because although people like Ahmed Patel said that this was something that was green-lighted by the UPA government, others have come out and said that that was not, sadly not the case. And 2012, after Agni, not just the finance, the Agni test, Agni 5 test, not just the finance minister mentioned it, but also a person the stature of former DG of DRDO.
Yeah, see what happens. I go by a very strict thumb rule that the person who has given the political go-ahead gets the credit. Now, for example, can anybody take away the credit of this test from Mr. Modi? No, he has given the political go-ahead. Or, for example, I was telling another show in the afternoon, can we take away the political credit of liberalization of PV Narasimha Rao? No. So this has happened in Mr. Modi's tenure. Today, 27th March, Mr. Modi is the Prime Minister. He has taken the political call. So the credit goes to him. So what? How does it matter? He's taken a good step. The DRDO has done it. It is for the nation. How does this political thing come into it? I really don't understand. The man who has taken the decision gets the credit. As simple as that.
I agree with him 100%, because ultimately it is the political will that counts. Even Balakot, if you see, not that the capability did not exist earlier, the capability existed. Once the go-ahead was given, how it is exhibited and how it is translated is what is important. That is the person who they have not developed it overnight. They have worked over it over the years. As I say, keep saying capacity building.
Yeah, it may take a decade actually.
It takes time.
It's taken a decade.
Yeah, it will take time. Nothing can be done overnight. But decision is what is important. So encouragement, what is important.
Would you say, Ajay, that the country from 2014 being the point of divergence has gone from strategic diffidence to strategic defiance?
Yeah, I would say, see, there's a change when you talk of the Nehruvian era, what we did, and then the Rajiv Gandhi era, then the Narasimha Rao era, and then the Manmohan Singh era, and now the Modi era. There have been differences in how they have looked at the national security and what decisions they have taken. So each man has done his own thing, and people have analyzed them in the past, now and future. History will judge what people have done, what people have not done. So I leave it at that, because decision made today, ASAT done 27th of March 2019, who's the Prime Minister? As simple as that.
And in terms of what's in the pipeline as far as our indigenous defense capabilities are concerned, how optimistic do you feel because of what has happened today, General Kulkarni?
It is totally make in India. Nobody will ever share critical technologies with you.
Well, the meaning of Make in India seems to have changed, because Make in India was about, others coming in with their tech and with their know-how and whatever, wherewithal, money, and setting up industry here to, give employability and, of course, manufacture things and take India as a growth in a different direction. But now it's more about Made in India.
See, totally Made in India. Reason is critical technologies will not be shared. However hard that you want, whoever be your best friend will never ever share critical technologies with you. It could be even small things like Seeker.
So we have to work on our 5th generation aircraft.
Over the years they have worked.
We have to work on our stealth fighters or stealth surveillance. And where is the progress there, Ajay?
I sincerely hope, let this be the beginning.
Okay.
We've been one of the largest importers of defense equipment. Let this be a beginning, and let this be a start, that we now start indigenizing everything. We start making in India, as you rightly said, made in India, and prove to the world that we are no less. Rather than being dependent, once we are in that elite club, I think it's time. DRDO has shown the way, and let them now take on this responsibility with pride, and even in other fields also they must work extremely hard to ensure that there is least dependence.
What are your pointers for the future, Ajay, very quickly?
See, I think the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited and the DRDO have done a very good job. They need to be handheld. They don't need to criticize. People don't criticize your own kith and kin. Please help them. Please carry on with them. And as I always maintain, please, the viewers and the listeners of this channel should be known that nothing in defense is built overnight. It takes years, decades, a couple of decades, even 3 decades. So have the patience. Nothing can be made. It is not like making a car. There's an assembly line. Tomorrow, if you have to add probably a new glass cockpit to a fighter jet, it takes 3 or 4, 5 years. It's not done like this. That it's not like changing the windshield of a car that the mechanic will change in one day. It can't be, because you'll have to test those windshields. The fighter jet windshield at what? Probably 30,000 feet and at supersonic speeds. The test itself will last years, because it has to be done in various conditions.
Instant gratification is perhaps built into our DNA now more than ever, because of the way things are changing fast around everyone. But where it's defense of the country, where it's national security, these are very, very critical things that cannot and should not be done overnight. It is well worth spending time over them. Perhaps that's a takeaway that we have from this entire process, where India has got a capability that only 3 other nations have so far in the world, and that is the biggest takeaway really, and it's all homemade. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us tonight and talking about this. We have to move on.